Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this how to play video I'm going to take a look at Big Spell Mage, which is the current version of Control Mage in the Witchwood metagame. I have had some problems finding success with Control archetype decks in the Witchwood metagame, but Big Spell Mage is a deck that I can really count on, as long as there are not too many quest strokes about. Quest stroke is a miserable matchup. Other than that, Big Spell Mage is able to deliver against a wide variety of opponents. I first started with the usual builds, running stuff like Doomsayers, Dragoncaller Alana, but actually I found out that those cards are not that great in the current meta. For example, Doomsayer is practically unplayable against Warlock except for the very first turns, because you just give them a free way to activate their Rin, activate their Lackey, activate their Cube. You're just giving off so much. Likewise, Dragoncaller Alana is very slow, and typically in matchups where you want to play a very slow card that gives you value, getting that one board is not influential enough because you're playing something like Control Warlock and they play Twisting Nether and your board is gone. So these cards that used to be staples in the archetype simply were not delivering anymore. It was time for a bit of a new approach. In this approach that I take here, I'm going more for the early game minions. Arcane Artificer is still not an early game minion, don't make that mistake. You don't play this on one, you don't keep this in the mulligan. However, you have stuff like Bladed Beetle, Pyros, Raven Familiar, and then in the Stonehill Defender. So you have some minion based early game that you will rely on in order to survive until all of your board clears come online. And there are plenty of board clears in the deck. There's Dragon's Fury, there's Blizzard, there's Meteor, and there's Flame Strike. In some situations even Baron Geddon is a board clear. It's more to be used after you have become Frostlich Jaina, because then all your elementals have lifesteal, so Geddon has lifesteal, so it heals you a lot. But sometimes you can also use it without being Frostlich Jaina yourself. Without Doomsayers, these early game minions need to pick up some of that responsibility to get you alive and well to the point where you can use those board clears. And another early game minion that I have found pretty nice actually is the Arcane Keysmith, which is a new card from the Witchwood with a battlecry to discover a secret and put it into the battlefield. You can get a lot of interesting things from this one, like mirror entities, counter spells, even ice barriers. Another new card that's in the deck is the Witchwood Piper. With 4-mana 3 to rebel card to draw the lowest cost minion from your deck. In effect, this card is mostly used to tutor for Arcane Artificers. So you get to play this one, and then you plan to go for a big board clear, and you tutor for that Artificer, so you grab the Artificer, and then you can use that together with your board clear spell. The deck also has a nice bunch of hard removal, with 2 copies of Voodoo Doll, synergizes Extreme Blue Mage Hero Power, and even better with the Frostlich Jaina Hero Power, and 2 copies of Polymorph, so you can deal with all those nasty big things that the opponents are throwing your way. The big threats in this deck have also been chosen for a bit of a faster meta. There's Sindragosa, which also synergizes extremely well with Frostlich Jaina, and even in a bit of a slower meta, those frozen champions, when they end up dead, they give you some random legendaries, and then you can proceed to play those and you get value over multiple turns, unlike with Alana. And the other big threat in the deck is the Lich King, which is of course a big imposing taunt minion, so it can also help protect you. There are 2 tech cards in my build. There is Skulking Geist and there's Harrison Jones. Harrison Jones for weapon removal and a bit of card draw to go with that, and Skulking Geist to remove all sorts of nasty 1-mana spells, primarily Dark Pact from Warlock, but it can also be useful against Priest, and even something like an Odd Rogue, removing Cold Bloods from the deck. Overall, Big Spell Mage is a nice little control deck, that kind of make your opponent concede type of gameplay, very fun to play. Loses miserably to Quest Stroke, where anything else that's in the meta it's okay. There are still a couple of alternative approaches you could take to this deck. For example, you could go with Alexstrasza and Pyroblast package instead of Sindragosa and Lich King. Many people are also using stuff like Rotten Apple Bombs. You might consider cutting something like Pyros for those. Some people are using Acolyte of Pain for card draw instead of the Witchwood Piper. There are a few relatively viable alternatives, but I'm quite convinced that Doomsayer and Dragoncaller Alana are not amongst those. Imida at least. So how do you mulligan with this deck? The key card that you almost always want is Frostlich Chain. Frostlich Chain is the single most important card by far in the deck. It wins most of its games, and it's so good that you even want to keep it in the mulligan, except for two matchups. You don't want to keep it against Paladin, and you don't want to keep it against Rogue. Those two decks are more board centric, so they typically cannot kill you once you're stabilized, and they are coming at you fast, so you need those early game cards in order to contest the board, or you will never live long enough to play Jaina. Things are a bit different against something like Hunter and Mage, who can just burn you down even if you stabilize from the early game. When you're in an aggro matchup, other cards that you want to keep are Bladed Beetle, Raven Familia, Stonehill Defender, and in most of those aggro matchups, Dragon's Fury. So you get those early game minions and you get your first possible board clear. Against Spiteful decks, you want to be able to answer that turn 6 or turn 5 Spiteful Summoner, so you want to keep a Voodoo Doll or a Meteor in case of that. And against Warlock, keeping Polymorph and keeping Weapon Removal is a good choice. As always, I've prepared a bunch of gameplay material of this deck for you, and if you enjoy this content, then please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more. And now, let's go take a look at Big Spell Mage in action. I had high expectations of Hagata, but it really hasn't delivered. What will the next game be? Yes, Rat King. That is just the type of excitement that you can expect on this channel. What on earth can you possibly play against next? Let's see. Seems controlly to me. Fine. I insta-scratch everyone too. Yeah. Been a while since we've seen a Pally or a Cube. I played against Cube today. I actually managed to lose because he had an absolute nut draw. Do you think Witchwood was a good expansion? I don't know yet. I think we're rolling with the Pyros. He either has a silence or he doesn't. Right now is the moment when he's least likely to have a silence available. He might also just choose to play a Mountain Giant. And that's a problem. Then I have to choose. I have 5 out of 7 to kill it with the Dragon's Fury. Do I take a 5 out of 7? 5 out of 7 doesn't seem too bad. That would clean up the board for Skulking Geist next turn. That would prevent a Cube Pact here. That would prevent Faceless. If I lose the roll. But if I spend the Polymorph now, then that's also a problem for me. I think I'll take the 5 out of 7. I lose. That's too bad. 5 out of 7 was pretty decent odds. It was 6 out of 7 to at least get it down to 1 health. Now if he has Cube and Pact, then that's a loss. But there was no sure... I mean, even if I polymorphed that, it still wouldn't be a sure way to win. Okay, this turned out fine. He didn't have Cube and Pact. Next turn I'll play the Skulking Geist. So that then he can't Pact anything anymore. What if he's also playing Rin in that deck? I mean, I guess it's possible. I always need to Geist here. Even though it dies to the Doomsayer, it's fine. Because who knows, people are putting Rin into all sorts of things nowadays. There's the skull and I don't have an answer. I Haven't found the Harrison yet. So we're still in trouble. And these are also plays. And I mean, Explosive Runes just pops his cubes. I think I need a Mirror Entity. Although he might play a Lackey. But he can't cube anything anymore. I guess we're going with the Entity. And Counter Spell. Let's try these. Here comes the Doom God. If he facelesses it, that's the upside that I get a Doom God. Yep, he can throw away the coin into the Counter Spell. That works. Now he can't make a copy of that anymore. That's an upside. I need to play the Artificers. I need to kill this one now and get some armor. Looks pretty bad for me right now. Looks really bad for me right now. I would have needed to find a weapon removal piece, but I just can't. So that's really bad. He still has all the facelesses and everything left. I mean, if I had Harrison, that would also give me another 3 cards. I would be completely fine here. Well, I'll take that Void Lord. The Void Lord's sweet. I like Void Lords. So I can either Voodoo Doll 1. Probably not the time to Voodoo Doll 1. More likely time to play a Pyros here. Let's do something like this. That's a... Seriously, he drew 2 Doom Guards and a Void Lord. And he got all of them out of the skull, and I can't find weapon removal. That is one of those feel-bad moments. It's good that he spent a faceless on this Void Lord. I mean, he had that Doom Guard already in hand. So I have the option to polymorph the Doom Guard, so that he wouldn't get any Doom Guards. Now I don't have that option. Right. Well, I kind of do. But it seems not worthwhile. He still might not get any Doom Guards from Gul'dan once some Void Lords die. So this is going to be a Flame Strike, right? We try to kill off lots of Void Lords, get lots of Void Walkers into his pool. Maybe that messes things up for him. So I can kill this Void Lord. It's not about what I want, it's about what I have to do. There'll be only room for 5 Void Walkers if I kill both of these. So this is the play. This gives the maximum number of Void Walkers, which means that his Gul'dan is as weak as possible. He wants to get rid of the Void Walker board first. Of course, the Void Walker board itself is a little bit annoying. It's 6 damage to face every turn. But it's not like I have much of a choice here. He has 1 giant left, he has a cube left. But with the pool, I mean, with a pool of 9 Void Walkers, 3 Void Lords and 2 Doom Guards, he's very likely to pick up a lot of Void Walkers from Gul'dan once he goes there. It's already used 1 spell stone. This is the time to Lich King. Don't ping one of the Void Walkers, yeah. Maybe there's a Geddon play somewhere. Come on, something good from this one. Death and Decay is actually potentially useful. I still need to find more AoE, I still need to find Jaina. There are still difficult things here. Mostly I need to find that Jaina. And he's 10 cards deeper into his deck than I am. But I mean, Harry's on top deck would be sweet. Ooh, Jaina. I take the Jaina. Thank you very much. Let's grab a Jaina here. Alright, found the Jaina. That's good. I get some healing. His probability to get Doom cards from Gul'dan is quite low, because there will be 12 other minions in the pool. If I don't kill this, he can cube it. I don't want to let him do that, so I think this is a Voodoo Doll time. Voodoo Doll is fine on this one, right? I believe Voodoo Doll is fine. Voodoo Doll could also go with Geddon to kill something at the end of the turn. Polymorph can easily deal with Void Lords. There are upsides both ways. There's 7 damage coming in every turn as well. But he will play Gul'dan the moment this board goes away. I think it's a Polymorph turn. We Polymorph and heal up a little bit. 15 healing. You mean Geddon? Yeah, Geddon has potential to do some nice healing. You're right. I think I want to stall this game state a little bit a while longer. Because before he plays Gul'dan, he has to kill off this board. He can of course do that with Hellfire. Or some kind of Defile play. But he's more likely to kill them off into my minions. Like this. In which case I get a bunch of healing. So then the clock is not so fast. And now with at 30 I have a much better time. And they still went for the Hellfire play. And I'm completely fine with this. I'm just going to jam the Pyros down now. We've seen both Hellfires. Next turn he's going to play Gul'dan. And he has 1 cube left. Well, that's interesting. I actually didn't consider that. He's going to cube that, right? Well, that Tal'Daram doesn't make any sense. Well, okay. Well, that wasn't really powerful now, was it? What if he has Faceless and cubed that? Because I don't have... I made a mistake last turn. Feels bad, man. I could have played this better. I didn't want to do that. Feels bad, man. Made a mistake. He could have silenced his own Tal'Daram to make it a 10-10 later. But yeah, I could have played around that by using the Voodoo Doll and not the Polymorph on the Giant. So I definitely made a mistake there. He's unlikely to get any Doom Guards. He rolls pretty high, actually. This is a really good roll from him. Did not expect him to roll this well. Because there were 9 Void Walkers, 3 Void Lords and 2 Doom Guards in the pool. So I want to kill off the Doom Guard. I can go with Death and Decay and Geddon, right? Then he can still cube a Void Lord. I can't avoid giving him a Void Lord cube. He gets off a good cube no matter what. I go with the Death and Decay Geddon. But this doesn't feel optimal. He will cube the Void Lord. He can't pop the cube yet, but he can do that soon. He doesn't have any Hellfires or Spellstones either, So how exactly is he going to kill all of this stuff? Oh, with Godfrey. Well, then he has no good cube targets left. So then it's all fine. I'm okay. I made a couple of mistakes in this game, I'm not happy.
For now.
Yeah. I could have used the Voodoo Doll on the Mountain Giant, that would have been correct. Thinking that Voodoo Doll can be used later with the Barongeddon was a mistake. I never wanted to do that, really. But yeah. Saving that one polymorph, using the Voodoo Doll instead would have been better. Voodoo Doll Barongeddon is not really a combination you want to use. It's unlikely to be that strong. Yeah. Okay, now I understand where I went wrong.
Reporting for duty.
Still won, of course, which was nice, but...
Job done.
Alright. Here we are against an even Paladin. Let's see what happens in this game. Direwolf Alpha happens. Interesting. I don't exactly have a lot of things to do here, so I guess I'll just ping that. He might coin call 2 arms. I cannot respond yet, because Dragon's Fury comes down only on 5. I will end up taking some damage. Oh, double jailers. He can get so much stuff on the board from here. Well, it's Raven Familiar and I ping the Direwolf Alpha, obviously. I'll at least get to draw some stuff. I don't want to give him that fellow there. He still has the Knife Juggler, so that's a huge thing. I don't have another board clear for 6, I have the Dragon's Fury for 5, so he can flood the board easily. But if he opts to flood the board this turn, that is slightly better for me. Not a whole lot better, but slightly better. On 7 I can go for a Flame Strike. I guess this is also good for him because he ensured that he doesn't burn cards. So I approve this play. I need to Dragon's Fury that board. Well, I actually do have a Blizzard too. And at least get rid of one of the Knife Jugglers. Next turn is a potential Tarim turn. This turn is a potential Stegodon turn. He's playing a patient game here. How scared am I of Tarim? I guess I'm a little scared. And Stegodon too.
Interesting.
I probably have to Blizzard down that board. You have tons of clear, looks like a free win. Even Paladin has so much stuff to play on the board that you can run out of clears with Big Spell Mage. It's possible. Because he has a lot of stuff. If he can find the Death Rattle here, for example. Or Divine Shield. Divine Shield is also really good. Maybe follow this up with Tarim or something like that. That's a very powerful play. He had 51% to get either Divine Shield or the Death Rattle. And I don't have that much clear. And I'm using it rapidly here. Yeah, Paladin has a lot of threats. This is by no means over. I think I still have to Flame Strike that board. I'm not happy about it, but I need to take away those Divine Shields. I mean, look at his hand. He still has 8 cards in hand. Well, I can at least meter and ping this board. I like playing like Steven Paladin more than Odd Paladin. Really? Because even Paladin is way more effective as a deck. I don't think this turn is a meteor and a pain turn. We wipe that board. If I have any chance, I'll go Jaina next turn. Hopefully I will get a chance to do that. But I'm not sure. And if he plays like Lich King here, I have to Voodoo Doll. That's also pretty strong. Yeah, that's going to be too strong. I can't afford to go Jaina. Just look at the amount of stuff he's getting on the board here. But this will be my ticket to go to Jaina next turn. This Flame Strike right here. I still have Dragons. I have 4 more spells in the deck, so this is either 4 or 6. Okay, and now I will have time to go Jaina. We'll play. Can Lich King be replaced in this deck? Yeah, you could use like Dragon Caller or Alana instead of it. That would be fine. Now I got enough time to play Jaina. And I can trade there to prevent some buffs. Now I should be fine. I managed to draw all of my removal, but as you can see, Paladin has tons of threats. Even though I had all that removal, he was still able to compete. But I think I should have him now. Okay, I'm not sure what that accomplished without the equality. I was kind of expecting equality to go along with that.
Your magic shall not save you.
You know the silence only removes the freeze. Maybe he doesn't know. Time to Voodoo Doll again. And I suppose trade away that one. Alright, back to 18. He has one more Stegodon left. He has another Blessing of Kings left. He might have Valanir. Just when you mention it. Now I need to find a. Now I will need to find a polymorph. Except that I can keep his face frozen for a while at least, so there's that. This will now draw Beetle or Pyros. And I do want to draw, because I want to get closer to polymorphs. He can of course have equality. Equality Consecration. Very much a possibility.
Come dance to my song.
But at least this turn he's not going to hit with the Valanir. Do I play the Beetle out there? I think I will. I'll get some armor if he goes Equality Consecration on this board. If he goes Equality Consecration, I go Syndra goes a hero power. Being at 20 should... well, being at 19 should be okay. No Equality Consecration.
Your magic shall not save you.
Okay, the silence still only removes the freeze. This is an interesting position. Because he could have like Tari in place coming. Odd Paladin feels worse to me. Okay. Interesting. It's never felt worse to me, but I can see it's possible.
Not so way.
I still want to freeze his face, I believe. He can have that Tarim. I have another 3 spells left in the deck, it's okay. We freeze the face. I think I trade there. I don't think I trade there to get a...
Time is now.
that fellow. Then I play a Stonehill Defender. Excuse me, Rotten Apple Bomb. I'm not taking that yet because there's a chance that he might top deck equality. I forgot to attack with the beetle. Doesn't really matter. I didn't want to kill this. I wanted this to stay alive, to make his Tarim turn more awkward, if there's a Tarim coming. Okay, now I think I want to kill it. Not with this one, but with this one. Yeah, he didn't really have the tools anymore. I might try with these cards. The problem is if he rolls Tyrannus. 20% chance for him to roll Tyrannus, and the only cure to Tyrannus is the Voodoo though. But this one kills everything else but except for Tyrannus. I'm assuming Spiteful Druid. I have no reason to expect a Taunt Druid here.
Job's done.
It's Spiteful alright. He didn't keep any cards in the mulligan, so he might not have Kelazat, he might not have the Summoner. I was going to coin a Greedy Sprite. Because he coined that out, I think I can afford to ping it. He will be at 4 mana next turn. Or I can play Pyros. He will be at 3 mana next turn. He might go Phase. I think I'll play Pyros. Let's keep him at 3 mana next turn. Yeah, you always trade in the beetle because you might be able to silence Pyros later. Not this turn because you don't have 4 mana, but next turn. Dark Reaper is perfectly understandable pick. We go with the Keysmith. Mana bind to get free ultimate infestation. There's a chance of silence. Yeah, I didn't want to kill it so that he can't silence Pyros this turn yet.
Interesting.
Is he going to play anything good next turn? Is Entity going to be a solution? I mean, free ultimate infestation is attractive. I think we'll roll with the Entity. And kill off the 2/2 Pyros here, so we get the 6/6 Pyros. Frozen Clone right before turn 6 wouldn't be too bad. Well, I get something like 6 drops, it's not that strong. He might even play like a Cobalt Scalebane here, but he wisely plays around the Entity. That's cool. He wants to hit face with the Dark Reaper, but does he have more minions to play? Next turn he may or may not have the Summoner, and if he has Summoner and he rolls Tyrannus, I think he wins. Because it would be very difficult for me to challenge Tyrannus. Alright, yeah, that's always going face, I know that. I suppose I'm sacrificing my minions there. What can I find with this fellow? Well, now I could pick up a mana bind. For the choose sweet ultimate infestation on 10. But is that what I need? Or is runes better? Just try to control his board. I think I need to try to control his board. I think that's more important. Now that he played the Flame Elemental, he might not have more cheap stuff that he can throw into the runes. Obviously, if he has Spiteful Summoner, he's going to play that this turn, regardless of anything else. And then there's the 20% chance for him to get Tyrannus, for which the only answer I have is the Voodoo Doll. I guess he has to do something. He has some cheap stuff that he can throw down. Alright. This is all cool. Now I can play the Pyros. And Pyros actually might give me a chance to challenge Tyrannus over a couple of turns. Because Pyros plus Blizzard plus Flame Strike is 12. So the plot thickens. I mean, he's running double silence in the deck, so there's always the chance that he silences the 6/6 Pyros. But the 6/6 body itself is already able to start fighting for this board. Cobalt Scalebane maybe. Oh, Malfurion. That's an interesting choice. That's a pretty decent choice. And I could Flame Strike this board. That's not great. That would protect the Pyros a little bit. I think I need to try. I could Blizzard the board. That would prepare for a potential Flame Strike next turn. I think I'll Blizzard. And I don't hit anything with the Pyros. If he wants to kill it, he has to spend a couple of Rushers. Or a Rusher and his hero power. A little bit unoptimal for mana, because now if I Flame Strike next turn, I will again flow the mana. Whereas Flame Strike this turn and something like Blizzard Beetle next turn would be more optimal. This also doesn't give me a chance to play the Lich King next turn. But other than that, I kind of like this. So right here it's fine. Yeah, I'll just Flame Strike that board. Pyros will hit him in the face. They'll still keep Pyros as a contender here. I think that card is probably an Ultimate Infestation. He's going to get the refill soon. That can be an issue. Oh, Lich King is such a nice card. I'll have to Meteor down the Lich King now. I still have the Polymorph, it's fine. I want to draw more stuff, so I play the Raven Familiar. Try to draw at least. Maybe I should have waited until he plays. Maybe I should have just played the Beetle. Waited until he draws both Ultimate Infestations. Yeah, that might have been a mistake. Why not Meteor? Why not Meteor what? The previous board. The minions were not strong enough to Meteor. Ultimate Infestation doesn't kill Pyros. That's an upside. Well, that was a good roll from the Lich King. Suits his deck very well. And I know he has an Ultimate Infestation left in the deck, so maybe he can.
It claims me.
What's the plan? Hitting there, really? That's an interesting plan. But that was a low roll. That's good. Do I just play my own Lich King onto this board? I might not have to use any removal yet. Because I can ping away the 6/1, I can kill the 1/8, and I can have Lich King. He can kill it on board. But he will have to spend a lot of resources to do that. He can use Ultimate Infestation. He still needs to throw something into that. And I get the Lich King card. I still believe this is an ultimate infestation. I think I'm rolling in with the Lich King. But I killed this Crypt Lord. Now what do I get? I get a Doom Pact. Doom Pact might be good later, but I still need Jaina to win because he has Malfurion already. If he didn't have Malfurion, I could win without Jaina, but that Malfurion hero power is so powerful. I will need the Jaina eventually. Dragon's Fury currently deals 4, 5, 6 or 7. There's still a lot of stuff for that in the deck. This is the Ultimate Infestation turn. He plays Ultimate Infestation on the Lich King, he trades with these two. Then I guess he takes value trade here and value trade there. That's the thing that makes sense. Now I need to hope that he draws the second Ultimate Infestation so that he can't get any Spiteful Summoner value in this game. And the probability for that is pretty good. It's unfortunate that his Army of the Dead didn't pull any Spiteful Summoners or the second Ultimate Infestation, but that just happens sometimes. He takes the value trades. Doesn't take that trade though. Fine, fine. Now there is a chance that I low roll with the Dragon's Fury. It's 1 in 4. Let's try to not low roll with the Dragon's Fury, shall we? I'm not low rolling. But I still need the Jaina. That's the problem. And if he happens to have the second Ultimate Infestation at the bottom, and he can actually play a Spiteful Summoner with value now, that's incredible. This is fine. He has 1 Scalebane left. Lich King's gone. Crypt Lords are gone. Mind Control Techs are gone. Scary times. I may need to go Blizzard into Geddon on the following turn. But that hero power of his is concerning. Because I need Jaina to survive that hero power. I mean, he's going to hit face. There's no reason for him to hit anywhere but face. Exactly. Alright, now I can play the Stonehill Defender. I'm gonna get another Stonehill Defender, which is fine. I can play another Stonehill Defender. And I can get a drop Gloom Eater, which is also kind of fine. And I'll ping away the Glacial Shard. So this will now help protect me for a while. But 14 health. Both Artificers at the bottom, Witchwood Piper, Jaina. All of that good stuff is right there. Mushroom Power is pretty annoying actually. He's going to Hero Power phase again. He always Hero Powers phase. That's what you do when you're playing Spiteful Druid in this kind of matchup. That is what you want to be doing. He probably has Leroy there too. So Leroy, then Ultimate Infestation, and I will die if I can't find anything.
The rage.
Feels bad.
Claims me.
Actually decided to give me the armor. Okay, I guess that's cool.
Death is eternal. My turn is not.
Not looking good. I just lose to the hero power because he found Malfurion very early and I cannot find Jaina. Polymorphs don't do much here. He has a Spellbreaker left too. So actually even the Gloom Eater is not that great. I think I need to Blizzard, but I'm losing. I'm absolutely losing this game because I can't find the Jaina. So I have Dragon's Fury, Meteor and Flame Strike left. I have 3 more board clears. Well, Meteor is not exactly a board clear. He has plenty of resources left in hand.
Your magic shall not save
So this sets up for lethal with Leroy for next turn. Which is a nice setup. In order to play around that, I will have to Doom Pact and then play the Gloom Eater. That's the only... And that I will lose 3 cards if I lose Jaina that's game. Now he used the second Silence, so he can't silence the Gloom Eater anymore. Let's see what I lose. Geist doesn't matter, Syndragosa doesn't matter, Raven Familiar doesn't really matter. And now I survive the Leroy plan he had in mind. But obviously I can't keep this up for much longer. Arcane Artificer could help, because that could give me armor to get out of reach of the Leroy. He has that 9 damage burst. So it'll take him a while to get through this. Maybe. Both rush minions are also gone. So is it better to Meteor here or Flame Strike here? Probably better to Meteor. Flame Strike can clear multiple minions. There are no more big minions coming. But I'm still dead to Leroy next turn if I don't top deck Artificer or Jaina. Well, we know that, we accept that. And we roll with this. I have 3 out of 9. To top deck a card, that means that I'm not immediately dead. Okay, I need Artificer or I need Jaina. Piper also does it. Piper is also good. That, but he only has 1 card left in the deck. I die to Leroy next turn. That's really too bad. I had 3 out of 9. Because I couldn't find Artificers in this game. I couldn't find the Piper, which is my tutor for the Artificers. And I couldn't find Jaina. Yeah, 4 out of 9. I had almost 50% this turn still to survive. Well, we play the Flame Strike and then we die to Leroy next turn.
I'm out of cards.
Nothing I can do. If I can't draw any of these 4 cards that give me health, then I just can't draw any of those 4 cards that give me health. To the finals now.
I tried this.
Much to my surprise, I'm alive. He doesn't have Leroy in the deck. That's good. That is very, very good. He has another Fungal Mancer though, right? I think he has another Fungal Mancer. I'll pin this. You can play Dragon's Fury for extra ammo. Yes, I could, but he would have another Fungal Mancer, and then he could more easily make big minions. And then even though I get 5 armor immediately, then that 3/3 that he's going to make is more dangerous than the 5 armor that I would gain. I can voodoo all this. Can't believe he doesn't run Leroy in this deck. I don't run Leroy in Spiteful Druid either. I don't do it either. But this fellow right here, will it be the death of me? Now I need all the armor I can get. He's going to have 6 plus 3. He's going to have 9 coming. Jaina is in the bottom 5. 9 damage coming, I get 9 armor this turn. Now I'll grab all that armor, so that I will be able to survive a little while longer. Baron Geddon can kill the 5-2 next turn. Alex Moriel, anyone know good even Paladin list? Aren't all even Paladin lists pretty good? High Twig Genius. Okay. Witchwood Piper would pull a Stonehill Defender. I can pull that next turn. I think I like my odds with the Geddon. We did it! I didn't think it was possible, but we did it. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.